Black Panther is the hardest character to learn in Marvel Rivals. Black Panther is one of the strongest dive characters in the game, with the ability to put constant pressure on the backline and get in and out extremely fast, as well as Black Panther being one of the most satisfying characters to watch when you watch a really good Black Panther play. So with Black Panther being such a fun character to watch and also being such a strong dive character, that made me want to play 10 hours of him to see how good I could get at him, if he's actually broken like some people say he is, and also just to see if he's a fun character to play just like he is to watch. And also I have to prove to all these Black Panther players that really he's not a tickle monster like all these mains like to say that he is, and always complain about in my games and online. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into hour 1 playing Black Panther. In my first game of these 10 hours, I could not stop dying as Black Panther. Like I could get kills, but I would not get kills without dying. Oh. Uh-oh. But I did actually have a couple good plays in this game. Although for this next game, I looked like I never played this character in my life, and you'd think that this was my first game. Probably even worse, honestly. Pull me up. Thank you. Okay. That last game that you just saw there was my last game of hour 1, and after that I for some reason decided that hour 2 I should get into rank, so this is how that went. And in my last video of 10 hours of Star-Lord, we ended on the rank of Diamond 2, so let's see if we can keep on climbing and see how high we can go. And I started off my ranked grind with two of my friends, Pandad and Shooter Rebel.
One of the healers just pushed us onto the point.
I can do that.
Got the Punisher.
Just that easy.
They have a Black Panther. I'm about to absolutely diff this guy.
Dominate him.
Just ate your back line.
I may have gotten diffed.
Bottom tier characters.
I know. Crazy.
I have no abilities, but I'm still going after her.
Like,
This next game, though, possibly the worst game I have ever played on any character in this game. I mean, I was selling so hard, it's insane.
oh, they have Vexanity on their team.
I'm dead.
Like, how does he know that? Okay. After that terrible game that ended off hour 2, I decided that I should probably spend hour 3 watching some videos on how to play Black Panther better. So I chose to watch these following videos, and these have some of my favorite Overwatch streamers that are now playing Black Panther, including Samju, who was the first Marvel Rivals streamer that I actually started watching back when the beta was going on. And he has multiple videos of Black Panther on his YouTube channel, so I spent all of hour 3 watching these videos. As well as working on this combo that I saw in one of the videos, where you throw a spear, dash, then throw another spear, dash back, and then do a spear kick into one final dash to get out of the thing, because that should one-shot basically all the low health targets, and you can use that last dash to get out back to your team. After watching all of those videos on how to play Black Panther, it was time to win all my games from here on out in hour 4. Or I'll just lose my first game of hour 4. Hey, but at least, you know, I put up some pretty decent stats, so I don't think that was the problem here. Right? This game here was by far my best game of Black Panther so far, so I feel like I was doing a great job of getting in on the back lines and then getting back out without dying, and also causing chaos in the back line basically so their healers couldn't heal their front line. Even though at times in these games I was probably going too much in on their tanks because I just could easily get my dash reset, so I'd use a spear on a tank, when really I should be saving those for the back line. Oh, bro, where are your ankles at, brother? And you die. That's crazy. But real quickly, I gotta glaze myself because, you know, that last kill on that last fight against the Invis woman who had ult, you know, I killed her before she could get her ult off. Yeah, so basically I carried that last fight. I know, I'm the GOAT. And then in this very next game, you know, we go straight back to losing once again. Die. But in that last game, we ranked up, which is the very first time in this video somehow. We've just been going back and forth, win, loss, win, loss. Especially so far in this hour of the video, I feel like I'll play the best game of my life, and then the very next game go negative and lose. But finally, we won 2 in a row, which means we ranked up. But of course, as I say this, we lose the very next game right after that. But however, that loss was the last game of hour 4, so I started and ended on a loss. But at least we were able to get that rank up game in there. But overall, I do actually feel like I'm doing much better on Black Panther. I should be able to do that every game and do it consistently because I feel like I'm doing the best I've ever done and then just going negative again the next game and going back to normal. Also, real quickly, can we just talk about the Black Panther map and like this blue floaty shit on the second point? Because that stuff is so damn annoying. I feel like every time I would go on their backline, I would try and jump or wall climb and then I just slowly float up and die because it just throws me off and then I just get like headshot or something by the DPS. But with that being said though, let's go ahead and jump into hour 5. And let me tell you, I completely popped off here. Oh my lord, why am I actually cooking? Oh my. Holy fat. Holy dodge, ducked, and dodged. And that right there was the last game of hour 5, and I don't know how that hour went by so fast, because I felt like it was way faster than any of the other hours that I've played so far. But that could be because I was just winning games and actually doing good, so it just made it more enjoyable, which means it went by faster for me. Well, looking back on it, it actually was only 4 games, so it actually was just really fast. But like all the other hours were like 5 to 6 games-ish, at least. But because this hour went by so fast, I figured I may as well waste a little bit of time and go ahead and do a quick plug. So real quick, if you could, just go ahead and like and subscribe to this video. I would greatly appreciate it because it takes less than 5 seconds to do, and it really helps me, and it's also free to you, so what's on? Also, I stream frequently on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Chupacabra. It'll be linked in the description. So I would also appreciate it if you came to the stream and said hello and said that you're from this video. But that's good enough of a plug for me, so let's go ahead and get straight back into this video. You know, just like that, of course, my first game of hour 6 was my rank up game, and of course I lost that game and started selling again. And then the very next game after that game, we won, but yet I was still flamed by a kid that couldn't have been older than 12. I mean, am I really doing that bad that I get flamed by a kid that's still in elementary school probably? And he was playing Cloak and Dagger, so I see why he's at that rank at least. But you know, we still won, so like, what's the problem?
Hey Black Panther, I think you should switch because I have more kills than you.
Huh? Did I ask for the 5-year-old's opinion? No.
Does anyone agree with me that this Black Panther should switch because I'm 14 and 18?
Bro, shouldn't you be in school? This next game was probably the most unique game of Marvel Rivals that I've ever played. I mean, I had teammates saying the most out-of-pocket wild stuff.
I didn't know Magneto can suck my pussy hole out.
I had a guy on my team that didn't even know that Magneto's ult made it so you can not shoot into it or also like suck up your bullets.
No, I almost got away.
That's tough. I can't heal when he does that. What the fuck?
And I was hitting crazy snipes with Black Panther.
Spider-Man's autistic as fuck,
I know, right?
Well, crazy snipe, and yet we still completely rolled the other team, even though at one point these guys got in a fight as well, and I don't even know how it even started.
Yes, he. No. He only be doing shit when niggas start shit with him.
Trash your games. I talk shit. That's Jalal.
Aiden, you're transgender.
I'm transgender. I'm gay. They literally call you
There's a
that.
nigga
You're a
right here.
transgender.
And then on top of that, this was my rank up game, so yeah, I hit Grandmaster with these guys on my team. That's pretty cool. This game was also the last game of Hour 6 for Black Panther as well, so that's cool. But I'm honestly really surprised that I was able to hit Grandmaster as Black Panther, and we still have 3 hours to go. Because I had maybe 30 minutes at most of Black Panther before I even started these 10 hours. But in that last game, my gameplay was feeling hella good. I was hitting all my one-shot combos on the healers and then getting back out without even dying. As well as overall, I've been moving much faster as Black Panther, and I was doing pretty consistently as well recently. So compared to how I started these 10 hours, that seems much better than how I started. But yeah, we still got 3 more hours to see how much higher I can climb. So let's go ahead and get into it. This next game of Marvel Rivals was probably the most annoyed I have ever been at my team in Marvel Rivals, which is crazy that this is shortly after that last game, but I guess the lobbies today must just have been something else. Basically, to start this game off, my team was already saying GG's because there was a guy on our team saying he was a one-trick Punisher. Well, actually, he wasn't even the one saying it. All his 4-stack or whatever was saying it for him, and basically they're just saying GG, and I checked his profile after the game. He had like 22 hours on Punisher and then 15 on Star-Lord. And then, so clearly not a one trick. But that was just the start of it because after we attacked, we didn't get a single tick on the capture point. And like everyone had 0 kills and one person was 2 and 7. And those were the only kills we had on our team. But for some reason, this 4-stack decided to blame me. Which I guess they're not going to blame each other because they're all a 4-stack together. But still, it seems weird that they're all like have 0 kills. And yet they're blaming me when they could just all know that we're all doing bad and that this game is just over with. But honestly, the worst part of all this was that what they said made no sense. Like, they accused me of just watching because I was waiting for my cooldown, so they were saying I was spectating and doing nothing, and then flaming me for my KD when one of their 4 in the 4-stack basically had 0 kills for most of the game. But I'll just go ahead and include the clips, and you can go ahead and watch them for yourselves and decide for yourselves if I was in the wrong.
Genuinely curious as to your boy playing Black Panther and you're 0-4.
Like, Panther, you are watching the fight actively.
You're the ones that were like whining about not being able to play Punisher.
5 seconds, he's actively watching the fight.
He's taking notes.
Y'all were the ones whining for like 10 seconds.
No, dude, you're watching. No, yeah, keep watching.
Writing in his journal about
Yeah, stop talking. Trying to blame people. You have watched this whole game. If you have more than 2,000 damage, I swear I'll give you an applause.
Okay.
Just horrendous. Rancid, even. I'd rather have a rancid bag of milk on my team. Like, your breath smells like lost games.
That was a good one.
Black Panther,
somebody else, yeah?
No, Black Panther. It
Kill
was
somebody
just,
else?
How you did 2,000 damage all game. Oh, there we go. What a kill. And then you're emoting on the guy. It's Adam Warlock.
I did not emote.
Panther's back to watching, bro. Here we are.
Bro, what do you want me to do?
I've never had a DPS ask me what to do, bro. That's bananas.
Well, because you're complaining so much.
Because you're watching, dog.
Are you
More
dumb?
than 3 final blows, I'll be shook. So what are we betting for Panther's kills? 3? I'm betting 3 kills. 3 final blows.
Wait, so like I have the same amount of final blows as our Magneto has kills.
That's my bet, bro. He's a tank, dummy.
Okay. Did
He's
tanks just
genuinely
not have to do damage? Is that what it is? For some reason in Marvel Rivals, I feel like at this rank especially, of Diamond 1 to Bottom and Grandmaster, every person believes that they are not the problem and always find someone else to blame, even if they have like 0 kills and are doing terrible. I mean, for each one of these games, someone is getting blamed, whether we're winning the game and someone on their team is asking us to report someone else on their team, or if someone on our team is just flaming another kid on our team, it's always someone is getting blamed. But then also, I feel like when we're losing a game, I feel like they always want to go out on a character like Black Panther and Spider-Man and blame them, because those are often the characters that are actually throwing, even when they're actually not doing bad. Like for example, in this game, everyone was doing bad, and only one person had a kill in that first half, but yet I was the one getting blamed because I was on Black Panther. In another game, I was told that I sounded like I was a 50-year-old, and I had to go spend more time with my kids, which that was pretty interesting. But basically, I just think that people need to self-reflect in these games rather than just blaming someone else for doing bad when they are also doing bad. But in this next hour of Black Panther, I was popping off so much that I even used camouflage to win some of these fights.
Magneto pushed up too far.
What?
Focus magic.
Are they dumb? Did I just like camouflage or something? Like what? So now nobody was able to blame me for being the one doing bad. After that game, we are getting into the last hour of Black Panther, and even though I was popping off, I still just went back and forth, going win, then loss for all 6 games, and going 3-3 for the whole entire hour. So now it's time to end this 10 hours with a couple wins to hopefully get back to Grandmaster.
I don't think Black Panther's the way to go.
Ultimate point, on point. Us.
That last game made it so that this was my rank up game, and also the last game of the 10 hours, so it lines up perfectly for me to win and rank up and then be done. But, of course, instead this happened. And of course, I was the one blamed, even when it was the first point on defense, and we were about to full hold them.
Black Panther, can we get some help, please? I killed somebody.
That was the last hour of these 10 hours on Black Panther, and the rank that I finished with was Diamond 1. And to end off this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 main questions I had coming into these 10 hours of Black Panther. Number 1, is Black Panther a fun character to play? And my answer to this question would be yes, Black Panther is a very fun character to play, especially when you're able to hit your combos and get in and get out without dying. But with that being said, at times he can be very frustrating and annoying. For example, there are many things that can mess up his abilities in the game, like the Moon Knight, Unk ability, the Thing's Charge ability, and even that blue stuff on the Black Panther map that I was talking about. And really, Black Panther will seem like a lot less fun of a character when you aren't as good as him, because at the beginning I was not really having fun at all, because I kept on dying and wasn't able to get in the back line, get quick picks, and get back out. But when I had gotten better at him, everything seemed more fun in a way. So I would put Black Panther in the top 5 characters that I've played so far from a fun standpoint. Alright, second question. Is Black Panther a broken character? Coming into this video, I've seen a lot of Black Panthers complaining about how weak their character is, but whenever I played against him, I really thought he was almost unstoppable. And after these 10 hours, I would say he's definitely an A-tier character and probably top 6 DPS. I think he is at this point where he isn't a tickle monster, like some people say he is, but he is one of the better duelists. But he isn't broken. And of course, much like what I said about him being fun, you have to be on your A game if you want to do good on this character. Because if you aren't doing everything right, you probably aren't getting enough value on the character, and you're probably getting flamed. So he's definitely a great character, but really only if you're good at him and know what you're doing. But that could all change in this next patch for Season 2. And the final question was, is Black Panther the hardest character in the game to play? And my answer to that question is, I don't fully know yet, because he's definitely a top 3 hardest character to learn for me. And if you can't play him really well, you won't get any value. But with that being said, having the game sense from playing games like Overwatch and playing this game for such a while, and even watching those videos about how to play Black Panther, I've really picked him up really fast, I feel like, compared to other people. And I can't say he's the hardest character to play because I haven't tried the other 2 hard characters that people say are very hard to learn, of Magic and Spider-Man. But those are my takes on Black Panther. I'd be interested to know what you guys think, so go ahead and leave a comment. I'll reply to each one of those, and don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps me out. And thank you for watching.